Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today's story comes from a 28-year-old woman who's grown up facing tough challenges but has never let those obstacles define her. Her story touches on her experiences growing up in a difficult family environment, societal expectations, and her journey through love, life, and self-discovery. This is her confession, her truth, written straight from her heart. Her words may resonate with some of you, while others might learn something new about the struggles many people face, especially when it comes to breaking free from societal pressures and finding their own path. So, let's dive into her story. I was born and raised in South Calcutta, in a joint family, and to be honest, it hasn't been easy. My father was an alcoholic, and my mother has always had mental health issues, which made growing up challenging. I don't blame them, but it's hard to deny that their struggles affected me. On top of that, I have a twin sister who has ADHD, and though she's getting help, it's been a lot to manage. While my parents struggled, I was fortunate to have a cousin who was 10 years older than me. He was my lifeline, supporting my school education when my parents couldn't. For this, I'll be forever grateful to him. From the time I was in class 11, I started working part-time as a tutor. It wasn't easy walking miles to my students' homes to save on transport costs, doing everything I could to support my family. The money wasn't much, but I managed to save a little for my future. I also worked hard to get a good result in college, which allowed me to secure a 50% fee concession for my second year. I was doing everything on my own, trying to survive and make the best of my circumstances. I eventually reached a point where I wanted to help my father get the rehab treatment he desperately needed, but financial constraints made it difficult. Still, I continued trying to balance the household responsibilities, supporting my family while pushing forward with my own dreams. At the same time, I was fortunate enough to experience real love, not the kind that society expects. I fell in love at a young age, back in class 10. It felt early, but it was the first time I truly felt love, and even though life has thrown its challenges at me, I still love him. It was pure, and it remains that way. But as I grew older, I realized that society's view of love was vastly different from my own. Everyone around me was focused on materialism and expectations, finding a rich, successful partner, building a perfect life, and ticking off boxes. I watched as relationships were reduced to status symbols. I realized that love was being treated like a transaction, and that's not what I wanted. Over the years, I have seen a world where the truth about love, sacrifice, and family is often hidden behind superficial facades. Society often tells us that we must meet certain expectations, get married by a certain age, have children, and fit into the mold of a perfect family. The truth is, no one teaches you about the realities of life, the importance of mental health, or how hard it can be to break free from societal pressures. I have struggled with this understanding all my life. In my pursuit of love, I have seen how some people use their bodies and relationships as commodities to gain status or financial gain. This has made me deeply cynical about relationships. I've always believed in real love, something that's based on emotional connection, not physical attraction or material wealth. I now realize that the generation I belong to is lost in a cycle of superficiality. People look for validation from others, trying to keep up with the latest trends and what's expected of them by society. It's exhausting. I see people, men and women, using each other for their own gains, and it disgusts me. The worst part is seeing how society continues to push these ideals onto us. Parents, teachers, media, they all tell us the same story. Get married, settle down, find happiness in the traditional way. But where is the real love in all of this? Where's the happiness that comes from being true to yourself? Now, I'm pursuing my master's, but the journey is still hard. I don't have all the answers, but I do know that we, as a society, need to rethink our values. We need to redefine what love and success mean, and stop allowing societal pressures to dictate our happiness. I've struggled, failed, and learned a lot, and I know that the only way to break free is to stay true to who I am. Now that you've heard this woman's story, I want to know your thoughts. She has spent years fighting societal norms and has questioned the conventional ideas of love, family, and success. Do you agree with her views on how love and relationships are portrayed in society? How do you feel about societal pressures on marriage and family? Do you think society places too much importance on material wealth and status in relationships? Have you ever experienced societal pressure to conform to a certain standard of love or marriage? What are your thoughts on the true meaning of love? Do you believe it can survive in a world filled with superficial expectations? Drop your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's start a discussion and see how many of you feel the same way or have different views on these issues. This story presents a deep reflection on how one woman has navigated through life, love, and societal expectations. Her experiences may resonate with many of you who've ever felt torn between following your heart and following the right path as dictated by society. Thank you for reading, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more thought-provoking stories and discussions. The Untold Gist, where real people share real stories and real conversations begin.